So you've just got a round like this, seeing what seems to be Spanish or Portuguese, and the sun is in the north. What do you do? For beginner and intermediate players, South America can be a big weakness. All but one country speaks Spanish, and even the one that doesn't speaks Portuguese, which, if you're not familiar, can be very hard to distinguish from Spanish. They all drive on the right. On top of that, there isn't a single country that doesn't share a similar landscape with at least one other. The countries that have official Google Street View coverage are Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, and Brazil. So let's take a look at what distinct and even unique features these countries have. The standard Colombian license plate is yellow. In South America, this is unique to Colombia. Colombian taxis ironically have white plates, but are a GeoGuessr player's dream because they always have their plates printed on the side of their back doors, and if they're unblurred, you can see what city they're from. Trucks also have this feature, but can't be trusted as they move between cities a lot. For example, this truck traveled all the way from Quilichao to Santa Marta just to ruin my game. Colombia has two types of kilometer markers, a tall green metal with the letters PR on top and a white stone with black text. Both of these are unique to Colombia. The famous Colombian cross. All signposts in Colombia have a white or gray metal cross on the back. Some poles in Colombia are marked with black and yellow or orange paint. Also, if you're in South America and you see an octagonal pole, you're either in Colombia or Ecuador. An average rural Colombia round will look very green, hilly, and almost tropical. In that case, these wooden fences could be helpful, as the spiky tops are pretty distinct to Colombia. The internet domain is .co, and the currency is the Colombian peso, symbolized by this or this. The standard Ecuadorian license plate is white and can be short or long. Commercial vehicles can have either completely orange one or a white one with an orange bar at the top. Almost half the country was covered with a very low-quality camera known in the community as shitcam. Ecuador is the only country in South America to have this coverage. Double guardrails are very common compared to the rest of the continent. Bollards are not that common in South America, but Ecuador is an exception. These two are the main types of bollards in the country. Kilometer markers have the country's name on them. The back of some signs are painted teal blue. In South America, this is unique to Ecuador. The internet domain is .ec, and since 2000, the currency of Ecuador is actually the US dollar. The standard Peruvian license plate is white. You will also rarely see yellow ones. Peru is the only South American country with black and white striped signposts. You might also find black and yellow striped ones. Some poles are marked black and yellow similar to Colombia, but the yellow-black, yellow-black-yellow pattern is unique to Peru. Most bridges are completely painted orange. Taxis have red and white stickers on the sides. Metal signs stand on concrete blocks. In South America, this is unique to Peru. The internet domain is PE, the currency is the Peruvian sol and is symbolized by S/. The standard Bolivian license plate is short and white with blue text. Bolivian signposts are thick and made out of wood. Guardrails sometimes feature yellow and black markings. Peru has similar markings, but in Peru the black stripes are always on the outside. Bolivia has a lot of wooden utility poles, and they are noticeably curvy. Bolivia has a second official flag, called the Huipala. It can be seen on government buildings and project signs. The internet domain is BO, the currency is the Boliviano and is symbolized by bis. The standard Chilean license plate is white for private vehicles and orange for commercial vehicles and taxis. Chile's regional road naming system is very easy to remember. The first letter alphabetically increases as you go south, A being the most northern and Y the most southern. The landscape will also change dramatically as you go more south. You will find that the north is mostly a desert, and the more south you go, the greener and wetter it gets. The road lines are either all white or all yellow. There are exceptions though. Most concrete utility poles have a big indent in the lower section. Bridges often have red painted fence posts. The internet domain is .cl, the currency is the Chilean peso with this symbol. The standard Argentinian license plate is either black with white text or white with a blue bar on top. The black one, when blurred, will appear as a white plate with a black dot in the middle, which is unique to Argentina. The entire country was covered by a black car, but isn't always visible. Argentina is the only country in the entire Americas to use white and red chevrons. The vast majority of the country is flat, but you should remember that if there are mountains visible, they will most likely be to your west. Wooden poles are not the most common in Argentina, but if you see a wooden A-frame pole, you should know that in South America, that is unique to Argentina. The internet domain is .ar, and the currency is the Argentinian peso symbolized by the same dollar sign. The standard Uruguayan license plate is white with black text. Newer ones also have a blue bar at the top. These white bollards are specific to Uruguay. This green kilometer marker is also unique to Uruguay. Uruguay often has these triple road lines. In the Americas, this is unique to Uruguay. Signposts are thick, white, and made out of wood. The same type of signpost can be found in Bolivia. Traffic lights are often painted with black and white stripes. Uruguay cow meta is a real thing. Cattle outnumber people 4 by 1, so you will see a lot of them around in rural rounds. The average Uruguay round will look something like this. Most of the time cloudy if not overcast, very small hills, the road a bit run down, grasslands for days, and of course, cows. The internet domain is .uy. The currency is the Uruguayan peso symbolized by the dollar sign. Sometimes there will be a U beside it. First things first, Brazil speaks Portuguese. If you have trouble differentiating it from Spanish, look for this character, or words ending in AO. The standard Brazilian license plate is all white. The new ones have a blue bar at the top, while commercial vehicles have red plates. Most Brazilian road signs have their backs painted black. Brazil's chevrons have yellow arrows on black instead of black on yellow, which most South American countries use. On large roads, you will find these markers that tell the state you're in. A very famous meta is the transparent satellite dishes. In South America, they are almost only found in Brazil. Another thing Brazil is notorious for is its reddish soil. The internet domain is .br. The currency is the Brazilian real and is symbolized by the dollar sign with the letter R beside it.